Hello, I'm Brian Knight from Melbourne, Australia, and I'd like to introduce.
I'm Anne Armitage from Ontario, Canada.
And the purpose of this instructional, um, video is to really give you an insight into how do I actually trade this foreign exchange? How do I access into the income and be able to get that for me to be able to access? So how would
Right.
you do it, Anne? What's the mechanism as such?
Well, first of all, let's just sort of reference back to a previous video that we did with a compounding spreadsheet where we showed how you can grow your money by being very conservative and going towards a target of 10 pips per day and a 3% account growth per day. So that's kind of our basis for our discussion now, as we're going to sort of talk a little bit more about PIPS and what they are. But along with that, we're going to talk about brokers and what the heck a broker is. A broker is a term that you will hear a lot and get to know very well along the way. Think of it sort of as a bank account that you have. Whatever money you use to trade is held separately and within your full control with a broker. The broker then provides you with a platform on which to actually place your trades. So that's how you get access to the market itself, is through that broker.
So a broker is registered or has a license or whatever to access into the Forex market where
Yes.
all the currencies happen. And we then have a broker account and that's like a bank account. And then that mechanism or that broker has a thing that we then access into the Forex market. Is that correct?
That's correct. They give us
Okay.
the platform that we actually use to access the market ourselves. Without
Okay.
that, you can't do
Okay.
anything.
So we need a broker. The broker is the conduit for us to be able to earn this money.
You
Okay,
betcha.
good. And the broker obviously gets paid in some way for
They
this.
do. They do. There's a couple of different ways that they can possibly get paid. But by and large, regardless of whichever route they take, it's on a per trade basis. So
Okay,
each
so it's
trade
not
you
a
place,
monthly fee or an
no,
annual subscription, or it's
no,
like
no.
if I don't put a trade on, I don't pay a fee,
Correct.
and if I do, then there's a fee.
Then they're going to take a little teeny portion of it.
Okay,
Yes.
rightio. That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. And I'm talking about like generally a few cents. So
Okay.
it's not usually a great deal of money, but that also varies with depending on the broker. So that's something else that you want to be cautious of.
Okay, good. So then they use a special language, don't they? I mean, we mentioned about pips, getting 10 pips a day,
Yeah.
and they're not Mandarin or orange pips as we as we said.
No, they're
Um,
not.
so as I understand it, a pip is a unit of measurement across a whole lot of disparate, different things. So you've got all these different currency pairs that you're wanting to trade, yet,
Mhm.
and they've all got different amounts that they're relative to each other. And to normalize or to make it all standardized, they use a pip, a point
Point
in
in
price.
percentage.
Yeah, point in percentage, point in price. So it's
Yep.
basically normalizes across all of them. A pip is sort of like the same. If something moves a certain distance in one currency as a pip, it'll be the same thing in another currency as a pip.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
That's the only way to kind of make sense of the whole thing, because otherwise the numbers are just too
yeah.
much for anybody to manage. Yeah. Yeah.
And
So someone
then
came up with the idea of this is PIP.
yeah, and then a pip relates to a lot, and this is how we actually trade. So the money's in relation to a lot, and a pip movement gives us our win or our loss in a
Correct.
trade. Okay,
Yes,
how
that's
much we
correct.
make or how much we are forfeiting or risking as such. The risk is the
Correct.
word. So
Right.
that
So
brings
as your
up,
little PIP is either going up or going down, that's a unit, and then the lot will represent the value of that unit.
yeah, good, 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 good. So let's get an example then. Let's
Yes.
say that something moves 10 pips, because we're talking 10 pips a day,
Right.
and we've allocated a pound or a dollar or whatever your currency thing is a dollar to every pip movement, that means that we would, if it moves in our direction and it's moved 10 pips and there's a dollar per pip, we're going to be making
$10.
Yeah, or risking $10. Yeah,
Correct.
one or the other. Okay, great. So that's the simple explanation of that. And, if you want to know more, then you can Google it or get back to us and we can help. So let's go worst case scenario. People would say, hey, I've got this retirement amount and I don't want to risk it. Like we talked about, there's risk. Everything has risk in life. Right? And so...
and although, mind you, we do teach very strict risk management, that doesn't mean that something can't go wrong anyway, unfortunately. And it will. On occasion, it will. But the point, moreover, is that with the good risk management that we teach, when it does go against you a little bit, it won't be horrific.
Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at this, something that we prepared earlier. And this is, for example, if you start with 100 units of your currency, pound, dollars, whatever it is, and you're risking 3%, which we demonstrated in the compounding videos previously.
Right.
So the first trade is you have $100, you risk $3, which is 3% of your 100, and you risk the whole amount gets risked and taken. So you're down to 97, $3. Second trade, you do the same thing. You put another trade on and you've got 97. You're risking 3%, which is $2.91 or $2.91, whatever in your currency. So then it's not $94.09. Can you see how this travels? So you're going to lose 10 trades in a row and you're going to be down to $76. I mean, yes, emotionally you go like, oh my gosh, I've lost, what's this, 76? So that's
$23.98.
Yeah, well, very good. That's precise. Eh? Yeah, remember, I'm not that good at math, so I'm rounding it. So, wow.
The point really here is that you can see that it takes a lot. You would have to lose all these trades in succession in order to dwindle your account from $100 down to nothing.
Wait. But Anne, is that likely to lose that many trades in a row?
No. That's exactly what I was about to say. That is not likely ever going to happen. Because again, we teach you very good risk management and you will adhere to it. But moreover, first of all, you're not going to take 57 trades in a day. That's just not going to happen. But again, I don't think I've ever heard of anybody losing so many trades in succession.
Using appropriate money management.
Using what they've been taught and trained to do and using good risk management. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we have to qualify all of that. It's not to say that it's not possible, because it is. But if it should happen, it's generally because someone has not followed the proper guidelines and the proper risk management, and they've been foolish about things.
Yeah. And look, we're going to start out with demo accounts anyway. These are not live accounts. So the best way to do is learn in a demo account, get your success rate that you're comfortable with, and then move in. So, your ability to lose 57 in a row to come down to $18 is not likely.
No, and it's really not. And that's actually a really good point, Brian, because the broker that we were talking about earlier will provide you with a demo account so you can practice all of your trading, all the things that you're going to learn for a specific strategy. You can practice all of those in this demo account using like Monopoly money. It's not real money, but that allows you to do all of the motions and all of the activities as though it was real.
Yeah, that's what I was going to point out. It's as it's real.
Yeah.
Yet it's not real money. Well, the thing is, you need to get to, because ultimately you need to get to a live account as such with real money. So
yes,
the example,
but not without practicing and winning a certain number of trades in succession first.
Yeah, and conversely over here, if you have $100 and you win 2%, it's 103. And again, down in the same 57 trades, you now have 523. So if you win, lose half, win half, then maybe you might be the $200. You've doubled or over doubled your account.
The point is you still would have made money ahead of what you started with.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
it's just a fun little experiment just to see, I mean, what theoretically, again, could happen, but it's again, it's very unlikely. And again, because we are very strict with our lessons in risk management, and we are very insistent that everybody adheres to those, because without them, it's not going to be good.
Yeah. So there's the example of, for example, our way to access into the market to be able to gain out the income that we actually trade on or with. We've talked about a PIP and how it sort of does a common thing across currencies. We've had a lot, which is how you put a PIP and a lot together to how you work out,
create a value.
create a value for what you're going to earn. And then we've looked at, well, my gosh, what if the sky falls in? Which is not possible if you do things, you trade in the appropriate way. That yes, there's a number of trades, yet it's a human impossibility that you would have that number of trades in succession that would do that. So we wanted to sort of just get that out in the open, so people go, oh yes, it's all rosy and everything's great. It's like, well, the reality is there are risks, yet if you use the appropriate risk management, then you reduce that percentage of risk down to near zero.
Right.
And then the upside is you're increasing your ability to be successful. So conversely, reducing your risk, increasing success. And that's really what it's about.
And the purpose of the exercise is also to address one of the most common things that people ask about, and that is, what if I lose all my money? So we've just demonstrated that odds of that happening are not that good, really, for various reasons that we've already mentioned, but that it's also really kind of difficult to do, again, if you're using the proper tools, trainings, and instructions that you're being given.
Yeah. So a couple of points to that, Anne. One is you wouldn't be using all of your retirement funds anyway, because first you're going to be demoing. So we call demoing, which means demo money.
You're going to practice.
You mentioned practice. Second, you're going to start with a smaller capital amount, a bit that you can afford to have in a broker pool or a bank account or an account, broker account. And you're going to trade that successfully and give yourself the evidence that that's what's happening. Then you can actually add more in that you're able to risk. Or even you could increase your account, take out your capital and leave that, and use whatever you've generated as a risk-free amount to trade further on. So just another option. So we've explained those things, Anne. So what have they got to do if now that answers a few of their questions and they want to get involved? Because the only way to get access and to do this is to get involved.
That's right. That's right. The only way is to actually connect with someone like Brian or myself, or anyone else that may have brought you to this group that we have. Communicate with that person, whoever that may be, and they will go through the steps that you need to go through in order to get started and learn how to trade forex
within our supportive community. That's how
absolutely
I put it too. All right, until next time, and if you have any questions, get back to us about them. And until next time, see you later.
Toodaloo.
Bye.